Hi folks, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we're looking at the Ancient Magus Bride, episode 18. You know, I don't want to say the same things I say every review. I'm like trying to think of a way to not keep saying how adorable and how much I love the Ancient Magus Bride, because I feel like I say that every episode. Because I do. And you know what? Honestly, I don't care. This week's episode was so adorable, so awesome, so cute. I legitimately, folks, I don't think you understand. This show right now to me is a solid A+. I don't see how it can drop from an A+ to me, because there is just every element of the Ancient Magus Bride I love. Even the simpler episodes, even the weird types moments we have sometimes. I love the show. I legitimately love this show. Now, this week's episode was pretty interesting, where the one girl from last week's episode came over to visit Chise, and during that whole sequence, Elias showed an emotion that he hasn't really shown before. He got jealous. And just like anyone else who doesn't, know how to deal with things, he ran off by himself. Chise realized he was running off, so she followed him. And during that process, she even showed her wolf powers, where she could turn into a wolf now, because apparently any skin she puts on, she could turn into the animal. That's actually pretty cool. It's a little weird, but it's cool. I like it nonetheless. But during this sequence, she does finally catch up to Elias, and that's when he, absorbs her, I'll say it that way, where, here she is basically all of a sudden inside his shadow world, and it's really very strange, because in here he's still him, but he's also more emotion filled than anything else, so he began to almost kind of kill her and absorb her at the same time without really meaning to. But it's where he said, he felt jealousy, he wanted to, he wanted her to be with him, and it's not really, and he didn't put it in that sense, by the way. He actually put it in a very vague sense. But if you actually pay attention to the wordings and everything else, and even how Chise realizes that it's jealousy, you understand that's the concept. And that's why it's the symbolism behind being in that world is very interesting, because you see her being almost absorbed, like I said before, by him, and nearly choked out. And some people might think, oh, that's disturbing or something. It's more so meant to, I think, be symbolism for the fact that he doesn't want her to let her go. He wants her to himself, get it? So he wants her essence and everything to be part of him. And he because he's the way he is, he lost himself in the process of that. Luckily, Ruth was able to save the day thanks to the forest girl, which apparently grew really fast. That was born from the forest lady that had gotten stuff from them last time, which was, I thought that was kind of cute. She's like, I hope you guys, when I grow up to be a mother of the forest, I hope you give me the same stuff you gave my mom. I was like, oh, that's adorable. But Ruth saved the day, pulls both Chise and Elias out by kind of helping. I mean, really, it was more so, if you think about Chise's own doing, by taking a knife and saying that she would hurt herself if Elias didn't do anything, and then he let her go because he got scared. But that was adorable, and they spent the night together. They didn't do anything by the obscene. I just wanted to do it that way to make it sound like it was. It wasn't obscene. It was actually really just cute. They were talking apparently about various things and all that. But during this sequence, let's just say Chise messes up by using magic without realizing it, by giving him a lullaby, which then puts Elias out completely, and they have to go visit Angelica for a recipe to save him. And we learn a little bit more about Angelica's family, which is kind of cool. We learned that apparently, or is it Angelica? Yeah, it is Angelica, but they ever calls Angie, and that got me confused for a second in my head. Sorry about that. But we learned that she is married. I didn't realize that at all of this. I realized she had a kid, but I didn't think she was still married. And him being a normal person, he was I guess she was afraid to keep him in that world. But after Chise has a moment where she collapses because of her just strain of trying to keep Elias safe and all that. It's during the sequence where we learn a little bit more about Angie's past, and namely her husband's past, and how he apparently kept trying so hard to get her to fall for him, but she wouldn't do it at first. And I think that's because him being a normal person, for him to deal with magical things might be a little bit difficult. But after time, she finally gave up, and then they had a family, and I think that was kind of cute. I mean, that also leads me to wonder, though, because Angie might live a lot longer than she appears to be for how old she is currently. And that's why he kept talking the way he does, eventually his time will run out, and he realizes that will put strain on his family. So I'm presuming that Angie, being the way she is, might live a lot longer than anything else. Because, and if you think about it this way, when they first showed Angie in the OVAs, when, Chise was still a kid, she looked the same that she looks right now. And I get the whole fact that sometimes anime doesn't age people, but that's been 15, 16, like almost 15, 16 years ago, I think, roughly, maybe a little less than that, probably. But she should look a little older, and she doesn't look a day over, which is probably showing that her signs of magic powers most likely keep her at least alive longer. So that's an interesting. That was kind of sad if you think about it, because it's like eventually that family will die out, and I think that's what Angie's afraid of. But that's why he tells Chise something very, I won't say whimsical in its own right. Is like, he goes, take care of yourself because you could last way longer. And I think he realizes because she has magical essences that she probably could if she's smart about how she does things. I am hoping to God they don't kill Chise off. I feel like they want to try to do that. And I'm like, I hope not. I really hope not. But what did you guys think about this week's episode? Oh, and then the final revelation near the end with the caretaker of the dragons dealing with some very strong, powerful foe. It's going to be an interesting episode next week, I feel. But what did you guys think about this week's episode? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. As always, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, think about hitting the likes button, the subscribe button. By the way, there's only one like button. I don't know why I said likes button. I mean, I guess you could say likes. If you like the video, you likes it. That's not proper English, but whatever. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great, blessed day, everyone. God bless you all. Bye-bye.